The long-awaited teaser of Mandalorian and Grogu has officially been released, folks, and it's an empty sandwich, kinda. I mean, there's a lot of things in it, don't get me wrong, but I'm mostly waiting for the first trailer to get a lot more information than that. We have a buff Hutt in an arena. We knew that already from the leaks, but it seems that Rhoda the Hutt, the son of Jabba the Hutt, is officially going to be back. But the most interesting part of the entire teaser, of course, was Zeb in live action. And that animation seemed pretty swift, pretty cool. That another hallway scene, by the way. So Zeb is joining the greats like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Darth Maul. So if you've seen the leaked trailer by now, which appeared in Star Wars Celebration months ago, it is pretty much that same teaser, but reworked in a fashion where it would be fast-paced. The next surprise was the Razor Crest. So apparently the Razor Crest is back. The N1 Naboo Starfighter, the modified one, is seemingly out, although there were a lot of images where it seemed like it was mashed up together. So they're doing something weird with Mandalorian ship. Of course, I didn't think that it would have made sense if they used the N1 Starfighter in the movie. So they will need to pack in a lot of people, a lot of stuff, not just Mando and Grogu. Outside of Grogu though, Babu Frick seemed to be the main attraction on this trailer. And again, it was kind of a nothing burger except for Babu Frick. And in fact, Babu Frick was kind of the only one to actually say something or actually speak. Another interesting thing, this scene right here, it seems like they're gonna revisit Utapau because this rocky water environment seems to kind of have the feels of Utapau, and also this creature is an Amani creature that is native to the planet of Utapau. Yeah, so the reason I'm calling this teaser a nothing burger, it's because we didn't get any major new information or any other characters that would be of significance. We've recently talked about a lot because I'm expecting from this movie to have a jam-packed cast like Luke Skywalker. It wouldn't make sense if in this universe right now the Empire is fighting against the New Republic or some rebel faction and you don't have Luke Skywalker involved. That would be just kind of nonsensical. We know that Ezra might appear here as well, but most definitely Thrawn will be a key divisive figure. So if Thrawn is in, I think that outside of Ezra, Luke should be in as well. So until we get a trailer where we officially get to see Thrawn and perhaps Luke Skywalker, that would actually break the internet. So far, this teaser was fine just to tease the thing, but I'm expecting a lot more in the upcoming months. So in that note, let's talk about what do I expect from this movie. There is no possibility, no version in which I see Star Wars not actually addressing the big elephant in the room, and that is the Luke Skywalker recast that has been supported by Mark Hamill himself, who has initially said that he is no longer involved in Star Wars. He will no longer be coming back in any way, shape, or form. His acting days seems like it is over. Perhaps I'm not disqualifying the Joker voice either. I would love him as the Joker too, but either way, Mark Hamill is up there in age, you know. And if Andor Season 2 is any indication, Bail Organa has already been recast. Jimmy Smits is no longer being Bail Organa in the Star Wars universe. Not comparing him to Luke Skywalker, he has a smaller role when it comes to Star Wars in comparison with, of course, Luke Skywalker. But at the end of the day, what we saw in the Book of Boba Fett, what we saw in The Mandalorian, that's not gonna fly in Ahsoka Season 2. Because I think what is going to happen with Ezra Bridger, Harrison Dula, and the New Republic in general is that they're in dire need of Jedi Knights to protect them against Thrawn and against the Dathomirian zombie invasion that they are about to experience. So, of course, it makes no logical sense. It makes no sense whatsoever if they actually play coy and tell us that, yeah, Luke Skywalker is somewhere in the galaxy during these events, but he's not involved. It just doesn't make any freaking sense. Therefore, of course, we have to conclude Luke Skywalker will be in Ahsoka Season 2, but they're keeping it quiet as of now. Do it! Since nothing has been officially leaked, since nothing has been officially confirmed about Luke Skywalker, I am pretty much assuming as of right now that in Ahsoka Season 2, Luke Skywalker will have a brief cameo with a recast of Sebastian Stan. Ever since we talked about it a couple of months ago, that Sebastian Stan has the stamp of approval by Mark Hamill himself. They discussed this in detail, where Sebastian Stan's stunt double talked about it actually, how they talked on set, and that how Sebastian Stan revealed it was in contact with Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill said he wants him to replace him as Luke Skywalker for the recast, but that Lucasfilm hasn't gotten involved really. We did an appeal. We talked to Lucasfilm. I'm going to reveal later on what was said in that video, because I really feel passionate about the fact that Luke Skywalker not only needs to be back officially again, we're tired of like not having Luke Skywalker content. This is criminal what's happening. I think that the galaxy deserves Luke Skywalker to be back in his true form, in his physical peak, in his force peak. He needs to be in Ahsoka season 2, and the reason why there are no leaks and nothing has been, this happened similarly in Mandalorian season 2. There were no leaks, nothing was said that Luke Skywalker was going to appear at the end of season 2, but Luke Skywalker did. He did appear, and he crushed it. He was the best of the best, and you saw for a brief second, for a brief moment there, how powerful and how much of a presence Luke Skywalker can actually be in any Star Wars material. He dominates anything he is in, and at the same time, I think that Sebastian Stan would do it justice for sure. He has been busy with Marvel, he has been busy with Thunderbolts, and now presumably with Avengers Doomsday as well. That's why I'm saying that his busy schedule might not indicate that he will have, you know, an extensive role like Hayden Christensen has in Ahsoka season 2, not filming for 6 months of course, but a brief cameo where Luke Skywalker is confirmed to have joined the fight together with Ezra Bridger, and I made videos about this. I mean, I fantasize about Ezra Bridger and Luke Skywalker on Dathomir, and what can they see there, what can they feel there. You have the Darth Maul nostalgia involved there as well. I mean, it's fantastical if it actually happens. But you have to admit one thing, that if Luke Skywalker doesn't appear in Ahsoka season 2 with Thrawn and the galaxy in turmoil, this doesn't make sense. Why is then Luke Skywalker building a new Jedi Order? Why isn't he compelled to protect the galaxy against threats like Thrawn, and especially something that he thought he had already wiped out, which was the Empire. The remnant of the Empire is still there, and Luke Skywalker needs to finish the job once again. Unfortunately, we know about the sequels, we know about the First Order. That's nothing new, but at the end of the day, they are kind of rebooting and restarting slowly with these new material after Episode 6, with Mandalorian, with Ahsoka, and of course Mandalorian Grogu. We haven't talked about that. The movie is coming out. Will Luke Skywalker have a cameo in there as well? Luke already knows Grogu. Luke already knows Din Djarin. So it makes total sense that Luke Skywalker could be in Mandalorian and Grogu 2, at the very least in the post-credit scene. This is why I'm saying that Sebastian Stan, for sure, I am 100% convinced that behind the scenes, similar to how they did with Ewan McGregor didn't talk about it openly, but secretly they had, meetings and talked about him coming back as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sebastian Stan should replace Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. This was confirmed also by Mark Hamill, who said so himself.